All right, we are live. This is Brother Hatim. I'm sitting up here trying to experiment with this Uber conference. So if I am successful in getting this Uber conference up, we all will be able to, you'll be able to call in. Now, right now, the number is 585-632-6760, pin number 5099. Now, I'm going to go in tonight, later on tonight, and perfect the use of it. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to cut it off and re-upload it, and we're going to get into the quotes of the day. Tonight, I am joined by the traveler, Brother D.
Peace.
I want to do a couple of announcements. So I received a call from the vagabond himself, Brother John Calhoun, who wants to put together another show for anybody that's into deep conversations.
JC.
To be some real deep stuff that everybody will be able to benefit from. It's going to be a dynamic conversation, and he's going to bring guests to the show, talking about different topics of his choice. So yes, the vagabond, Brother John Calhoun, will be having a show on the Giammi Journey, on Giammi Journey Radio, and we're going to kick it hard. So now I'm going to try to upload this Uber conference. And hopefully those of you that's out there that might want to join the conversation, you'll be able to join the conversation, and we will be able to get it popping off on a whole nother level. All right. That's what it's about. Moving to different levels. Your conference line is not connected to the Hangout. Please click to connect. I clicked and it didn't connect. I clicked and it didn't connect. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be difficult, and I am going to call it on my own behalf, and maybe that will boost it up. And then we will move in. Now, of course, y'all know by now, this show is all about growth. I'm learning as I go, and hopefully you are learning with me. 54099. Uh-oh, I'm on there, but it won't let me connect. I don't know what's going on. So let me try something real quick. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Well, I mean, it's taking calls, so I'll figure that out later. And we're going to get straight into, well, I ain't going to say straight into, it's already too damn late to get straight into. So I won't even lie to y'all no more. It almost did it. Oh, I hung up. All right. So if you want to call in and try to make it work, you can hit me up at, once again, that number is 585-632-6760. Pin number 5099. Maybe next week we won't have a pin number, so we won't have to worry about that. But yo, now it's time to get into tribal quotes. I'd like to welcome you to tribal quotes, sending out love to those things that I love. Unidad, Capital Weather, of course, Giammi Journey, Giammi Tribe, Simsa. You know Simsa Cap is coming up, and we really need your help. We need that help. We are the $1,300 deficit, even though we have already raised over $12,000. I can't remember the exact amount, but we are doing it, and we need your help to make that final push. So if each of you out there were to come out and buy some fish and or give a $10 donation, we would not only be able to finish strong on this camp, but we will have a head start on next year's camp, as well as possibly, listen very clearly, as well as possibly being able to do a camp trip locally. That's the ultimate goal. We just got joined by Brother Jonathan. What's up, Brother Jonathan?
What's going on?
This is Brother Jonathan from Society's Truth. I haven't been uploading the shows because I've been besieged and bewildered by some of the things going on in my life. But hey, we're gonna get back on the path because I'll see Jonathan at Simba Camp. We also joined by the traveler brother D, who also has a show. I can't remember the name of his show because he hasn't done one in so damn long. Not, not to call nobody out, but hey, because the piece is we have to build. We are nation builders. We are warriors and nation builders. And in order to get to the next level, we have to build. And the one place where we know that we can have territory is in cyberspace. Jonathan has taken his space. Brother D, the Traveler, has taken his space. Now they're bit busy at different levels, but they both have claimed their stake on the cyber landscape, just like myself. And this is where we are able to get our views heard. This is where we are able to have our conversations. This is where we are able to change minds. So one of the things I want to prepare everybody for, especially those that's on the journey will be releasing. Gianni Journey will be releasing soon. Now I'm testing it right now, but we will be releasing our courses. So to become nation builders and warriors in the Gianni way, you're gonna have to be able to plug. You're gonna have to take our courses because now this is what I have figured out. Before we get into the proverbs, this is what I have figured out. I have been giving away stuff so long that people honestly believe that they deserve what they get, when a lot of people are not even deserving of the information that they are getting. I want to start making sure that people are worthy to receive what they are getting from us. Because what you start to notice is people just start receiving stuff for free, they don't value it. So now, brothers, this is how we run. This is how I'm gonna run this show. This is the first time. Next week I will have this Uber conference piece figured out, and people will be able to just call in because I don't really show any images on the video, even though it's video, because I want people to focus on the voice. So either it'll be the bird up or it'll be a picture of one of my books, because of course, I'm trying to sell the books because we need money. You know what I'm saying? Because we all need better equipment. Ashe?
Ashe.
All right. So here's the first. I'm gonna read all three of the proverbs. Then I'm gonna let one of y'all select on which one we're gonna go in on first. All right. This is day 53 for those that's following. It's a Gianni Journey workbook, tribal quotes, by myself. It's nothing but a compile. I didn't write it. I didn't write them. I just over a 2-year period collected a lot of proverbs, and I started working with young people with the proverbs, and I started seeing the effects that it had on the young people, and I started figuring that some of the older folks around me could benefit from it as well. All right, so that's what I did. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna screen share real quick so that the brothers that's on, just in case if you're looking on your phone or whatever you're looking on, I want you to be able to see what it is. There it is. But that ain't the screen I want. I gotta switch that screen. Let's go to full screen. Boom. Get ready, because I love how this do it. Hold on. It's about to do it. Go, oh yeah. Mess with your eyes. It's going to infinity, right? So now I'm going to drop my screen. And now, hopefully you can see day 53. We're on day 53. It says, love your enemies because they bring out the best in you. Friedrich Nietzsche, or Nietzsche. All right? I'm going to get rid of this BuzzFeed stuff because they're starting to get on my nerve. All right. In times of stress, be bold and valiant. Horace. And of course, I always save the African proverb for last. He who does not lose his way by night won't, let me correct that, won't lose his way by day. Niger and Nigeria. All right. So let's go back up to the top. Anybody want to take a shot at one of those? Or y'all want me to start? Y'all want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead and
Yeah, go
start.
ahead.
All right, here we go. First one. See, now first off, I always got to go into my piece. All the answers that we need as a people, all the answers that we need as individuals have already been laid out for us by our ancestors. Many of us are wandering lost because we have not figured out that our ancestors have left us signposts so that we could find our way. They have disguised them in terms called proverbs. They have disguised them in quotes. They have disguised them in proverbs, fables, and myths. But the answers that we are seeking are right there. Now, Friedrich Nietzsche, German, not directly related to me, but still, I'm not a fool because only a fool walks away from wisdom. My man said, "Love your enemies because they bring out the best in you."
Right.
So when I look at a proverb like that, right, that reminds me that I need to embrace my haters. I need to love my haters. Why? Because my haters are honest enough with me in their hate to let me know the truth. They might not even know what they're doing, but they're doing nothing but making me better. When we despise our enemies, see, because when we despise our enemies, what we're doing is we're pushing away our master teachers. You don't have to be up on them. You don't have to hug them. You don't have to kiss your enemies. You know what I'm saying? But your enemies always give you proper feedback. They let you know what you are doing. And they're honest enough, well, in their anger, they're honest with you. And from that, you can learn a great lesson. Many of us push away great insights because we don't listen to those people who are enemies, who we call haters, who are really looking at what we're doing and judging it. Because a lot of our friends think about this, and I want everybody that may be listening and now or those that's listening in the future. Many of us are surrounded by people who think that love only means positivity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We only think, a lot of us surround ourselves with individuals that just want, that we believe, if you on my team, you just supposed to hype me up. And we get mad at those that are critical of what we do. As a matter of fact, we start calling them enemies. But only your enemy will point out your weaknesses. Only your enemy will point out your flaws. And by your enemy and by your haters and by the people that love you enough to critique you, by them pointing that out, what they do is they give you the spinach. They give you the spinach to turn into the strong Popeye. You know what I'm saying? Because without the haters, we're like the Popeye without the spinach. Those of you that's old enough to know Popeye,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
And so, or how about if you even want to add this in, you're only as great as the enemy you conquer.
Damn. Damn. Or how about this one? Let's take it one step further. You're only as great as the enemies you have.
And say, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because conquer means that you done took them over and you basically destroyed them and ruled them. But a strong person has strong enemies. Now the question we got to ask as nation builders in Simba and Giame is, who are our enemies? Actually, you can judge an individual and an organization by their enemies. Who are our enemies?
True.
And the question I have to ask is, if we had enemies, would we be tighter with our stuff? I don't know. That's just a question. I'm just throwing it out. You know what I'm saying? You want to
Right.
add something, Mr. Jonathan?
You said what?
You want to add something?
I just want to say that we always gonna have haters, and I got more haters than I got supporters. So if you hating, you support, and that's not one of my sayings, So like, I think about it in another level. I think about it in another aspect because in order to strive for something better, you gotta have haters. Because if ain't nobody hating on what you're doing, if ain't nobody hating on what you got or what you have, then it's like you're not gonna think and you're not gonna flip the game. You're not gonna prove them wrong. So they focusing on what you have done. They're not focusing on what you don't do. So they're more putting out, the bad in you than the good in you, and you have to prove them wrong. So it's not like that, it's bad to have haters, but it's also good to have haters. You know, as a fan, keep your friends closer, but your enemies even closer. You
Word.
know, you got to always keep your enemy closer because you got to be one step ahead. It's not about who's done it, and this is the problem within the communities of the middle class in general. I'm gonna put it out there, the Black African American community, is because we're so focused on other people, we're so busy hating on other people that we forget about ourselves. I'm not saying it's bad to hate. It's good to hate, or whatever you're doing, as well as you hating. You also got to be making sure that you're doing what you're doing, because if you focusing on what they got and what you ain't got, then you putting yourself in a life of destruction. You putting yourself in a world that you putting yourself in another state of mind. You focusing on negativity because you always thinking about and you not appreciate what you got. You always want what they got. And what's crazy is that people want to get rich. People want to be rich. People want to be wealthy, but they bias towards them. You know? How you want to be like them, but then you bias towards them? You can't do that. You can't just be like, well, I'm gonna be this way, and that's it. You can't just be Jump Street. You can't be doing that. You can't just go out there and say like, well, I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do that. I want to be like them, but yeah, I don't like them. It's like LeBron. Everybody hating on LeBron because he's the best, and everybody with Golden State. They hating on LeBron because LeBron. A superstar. LeBron can do this. LeBron can jump, shoot, and he can play all five positions. And he is the greatest. But now everybody, but it's the thing. They hate on LeBron, but they want to be just like LeBron.
Now, but hold on. This goes back to the proverb. It says, "Love your enemies."
Now, check this
A
out.
lot of these people that are hating on LeBron really love LeBron. I mean, because think about it. The reason a lot of people supposedly hate on somebody like a LeBron is because he's so good.
Exactly.
I mean, I like to see him play. I don't like him that much, but I like to see him play. You understand what I'm saying? They love
Right.
him enough to watch him. And in those criticisms, see, because maybe LeBron figured out when he was younger that if he listened to the criticism of those people who supposedly hated him, oh, he good, but I mean, because we all hear this, you're good, but you could stop stuttering or stammering so much. You be excellent at doing a radio show if you know what I'm saying, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying, and you could just dismiss that, or I'm speaking on myself. I could dismiss it, or I could listen and take. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know what I'm saying? Rather than keeping what's valuable, because I think, see, that's what wisdom is about. See, because wisdom is about developing an eye to see the treasure in the garbage. See, I mean, so wisdom is not about being, because a lot of times some of the images that people have about wisdom, to me, is so off. It's like they think they're just gonna know everything. No, wisdom is able to pick out the patterns and the jewels within the junk. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these proverbs and these folk tales and the saying of our ancestors help us do. Like when we take them boys out there during simple and we start pouring libations, and then we start talking about, we start doing the proverbs. We go around and everybody say a proverb. You know what I'm saying? We're throwing out the wisdom. And the goal is for somebody, one of the proverbs you drop, you want somebody on the opposite side, or maybe even standing next to you, to be able to pick the treasure out of what you said, because they might be able to reveal it to you.
Right.
Have you ever heard a scripture, a proverb, a quote, a story where somebody, you knew it beforehand, But somebody took it, and by the time they got done talking about it, you had a whole new view of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the love. You know what I'm saying? That's the love because as a warrior, actually, we have to kind of love conflict. We have a love-hate relationship with conflict because I don't want to necessarily get in conflict, but when I get in conflict, I love it because it's a rush that comes over me. But in a sense, I hate it at the same time. And because I have that love-hate relationship, it allows me to, in a sense, separate and hopefully get to a point where I'm able to pick out the jewels
Right.
from what the other person is, from what the other person, if it's a physical battle, an emotional battle, a mental battle, or a spiritual battle, I'm able to pick out the jewels so that I, if it's about winning, can win. If it's about me growing, so I can grow. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Right.
So don't be saying right if you
And so,
don't understand or you
because
don't agree.
this,
Because sometimes I just talk crazy and shit.
but this particular proverb, you know, talking about loving your enemies, if we really honest with ourselves, our greatest enemy is our own selves. And so being able to love ourselves, to be able to bring out the greatness in us, to be able to realize that we actually are, you know, the answer that we've been to the question that we've been asking. And so we're the ones that we've been waiting for. And so getting to the point where our voice of affirmation that tells us that we're great is louder than any other voices that we may ever hear. Because, you know, sometimes we get into that point where we start doubting our ability and able to accomplish, you know, those things that we set out to do. You know, we want to build, we want to buy, you know, buy a campground. We want to establish this territory. And then we take that step, and then all of a sudden we start to doubt, and we lack the faith as that foundation to build, you know, this pyramid. And so in that way, we become an enemy. So if we learn how to love ourselves and be able to affirm ourselves in that way, we're able to bring out the greatness in ourselves.
Man, I wish I had my explosion, dude, because now you done connected this proverb back to the self. Loving the ultimate enemy. And who is the ultimate enemy? Wow. You love
Because
yourself.
right, we always got to deal with the positive and negatives of ourselves. You know, they talk about 360 degrees of completion. I talk about 720. And so if you look at the infinity sign and say it goes 360 degrees in the positive direction, but it also goes 360 degrees in the negative direction. And so 360 plus 360 is 720. So we realize that there are, I guess, for lack of a better term, negative aspects of ourselves, or things that we're striving to master or perfect, or learn how to use those quote unquote weaknesses to be in our advantage.
Mm-hmm. And back to what that said about loving ourselves. You know, sometimes the reason why we're haters is because we don't love ourselves. We're not happy with the inner self. And because we're not happy with the inner self, we gotta target, you know, other people that are happy within themselves and they're loving themselves and why they gotta do this and why they gotta do that. And the biggest issue is not that we we have haters. The biggest issue is that we hate ourselves. Love ourselves, we despise ourselves because of some of the things that we do in our life. Well, my life ain't right, so I gotta do this. And because my life ain't right, I'm thinking my mind is not shifted. My mind is, well, I need to target somebody else, so I feel good about myself. And that's when that term bully comes in.
That's when the term what?
That's when the word bully, the term bullying somebody, because we don't love ourselves when we don't, we're not taking in the inner self and we're not thinking about the inner self. We gotta put down others to feel great and to feel better and to do great and to move. And it's wrong, but That's how life works. And because we got to learn to love ourselves, that's what makes us great. Once we learn to love ourselves, once we learn to shift our mind and transition our life into better things, that's when, you know, we'll be able to love our haters. We'll be able to take the handle the criticism, you know, and that's the greatest power. It's about our biggest enemy is ourselves. It's not the biggest enemy is Satan. God is what, between the relationship of God and Satan. Sometimes we are our biggest enemy. We are our biggest enemy within ourselves because we're fighting a battle and a war within ourselves because we don't know exactly what we want. We don't know exactly how things are gonna go. So if you think about all the things that the ancestors have been through and all that, and that's one of the things that Simba taught teachers. I grew up in Simba, and because I grew up in Simba, I may not have grew up in the time frame where I was 8 to 17, but Simba made me a man that I am today is because one thing it taught me to do, it taught me to love myself. It taught me to be the man that I can be and to be the best that I can be, regardless of who's speaking on me, who putting me down, what they doing. And I had to realize is that haters gonna be haters.
They're
You
gonna
got
be haters.
you gotta let them hate, and you gotta love them at the same time, and you gotta love them because they gonna hate, and in a way they do. They your biggest supporters. They your
Mm.
biggest supporters because they hate.
And so,
Wow.
but what's the thing about the emotion of hate because it leaves you connected to the individual. Um, and so I remember my first experience with Simba when Pastor Sean McMillan was still with us, and he was speaking one morning during the nation builder training, talking about the two things that connect us to people are our love for them or our hate, and because he was talking about forgiveness being a way to cut that tether that ties you to all of the negativity of that person that you say that you hate. For me, I look at love and hate as two sides of the same coin called passion.
Mm. Mm. I'm listening. I'm listening, bros.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It's a big and the biggest issue is that
Hold
they
on, let
say
me take care of my dog.
that biggest issue is other people and all those things, and they talking about how they wrong to doing nothing. They develop a hate towards cops. They develop and the cops develop a hate towards us, and automatically they thinking that we criminal. And because we develop, it's because of the things that other people do that we develop hate. If it's not wrong, you mean to tell me the whole doggone community don't hate cops and police officers and firemen? You mean to tell me because of one bad thing that happened, you gonna develop some type of hatred? And that's how stuff continue to grow. That's how white man has, been a big outpost that he should have been. They over there in Baltimore have not been well resolved. And we're not focusing on bigger issues.
I'm still here.
Uh, okay.
Distract us. We let our hate, take over our whole concept and our whole mindset of what we're trying to do and accomplish, which is get justice for Mike Brown. And the fact that it keeps happening, you have to sometimes switch your hatred into love. And even though you might not like him, even though you may hate him, hate, I always say hate is a strong word, and it is.
Yeah. And so, well,
It's about loving your enemy, and it's about keeping your enemy closer. Because if you don't, you're
and
gonna
so,
you end up in a predicament that you shouldn't be in. Because you allow people to control your mind, you allow people to control you, you allow people to you allow the criticism down you, and you allow all these things that people say, you allow it to stick in your mind, and you say, well, if they all this saying is true, then I guess that's who I am. I guess that's the type of person I am. You know?
You kind of fading out, Jonathan. I mean, you dropping some wisdom, but I don't want you to. You got to talk more into the mic.
I said, what I was saying is that if LeBron had all this criticism and all this hate down him, he would not be the best player in the world. He would not be in top 5 of the greatest NBA player. He wouldn't be able to play the position that he played. You know, he takes those criticism and he betters himself. Just like Jordan. Just like when Jordan didn't make the high school basketball cut, but the man ended up changing the NBA. He didn't let the fact that he wasn't good enough. He didn't let the fact that they criticized him and the hate that they had towards him, change his game, change his whole concept of what he was trying to achieve, and that was great.
So now let's check this out, because now we done hit that one, right? We done hit that one. Y'all brothers done tore it up. Y'all get all violent with the proverbs and stuff. Y'all don't have to be getting violent. Hopefully y'all share this with some of your friends, because I'm gonna re-upload this. In this part of what's been going on, Jonathan, as far as Gianni, what I've been doing is I have been recording them on Google Hangouts. What you on right now? What you clicked on right now, and I'm re-uploading them up to Spreaker. So now we got double access. We're using the internet and trying to build up the internet presence, as well as doing the shows. But sometimes the shows be so long that I'll be tired. I don't feel like putting them right back up afterwards. So I'm working on perfecting the system. Now, eventually what's going to happen is that I'm going to be able to link in the music and all the stuff that I want to do and be able to record the hangout at the same time I'm recording the show. So I have all the sound effects and everything. When I want to do video, like I could put your picture up if you're looking at your phone. I could put your picture up. You see what I'm saying? Or I could put Devin's picture up. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I got the symbol of the Giame, you know what I'm saying? That Phoenix up. But hey, so let's move to the next one. And this one is one that a lot of people need in this day and time. This one simply says, and I'm going to put it up first, because I already got it set. Well, I thought I had it set. Hopefully y'all can see it. If not, I'm going to be back up so I can put it back on the screen. There we go. Share. So this one is, in times of stress, be bold and valiant. Horace. And I'm thinking he from Rome. In times of stress, this proverb is basically saying, it speaks for itself, be bold and valiant. But a majority of people, I don't think they really even understand what the hell that means. Valiant. You know what I'm saying? To be bold. You know what I'm saying? To be bold. And see, because I honestly think that we miss this proverb. We misunderstand this proverb because bold and valiant are two words that have been misconstrued in today's society. And I think it benefits the society and the powers that be to confuse these words. Because I think people think that being bold means being disrespectful, not having to respect anything. Being valiant means that you live by your own rules. When in fact, both these words are basically rooted in the idea of being able to be who you are, but to act within principles that run society. At least I believe. You know what I'm saying? Now, and if y'all disagree with me, and when you are able to act bold and valiant during stress, right? Because during stress, the major thing that's coming upon individuals is one of those unbalanced passions. And for those that's following Gianni and that's reading some of the books, we talk about the unbalanced passions. Fear is the mother of all the unbalanced passions. And if fear is present, then you are not able to think correctly. You will become sick. You will make bad decisions, and you will destroy your life and everybody's life around you. So with this right here, in times of stress, be bold and valiant. Rather than letting the stress rest on you, I'm thinking it's talking about taking some action. At those times when we're stressed, at those times when we think that we might need to be laying back, I think sometimes we might need to stand up and do the right thing. Because valiant is, you know what I'm saying, valiant, that's a powerful word. I got to look that word up, but I know that it's a strong word. I mean, so I can look at the roots, valiant. Any comments?
I said definitely. Stress is something that is ever present, especially when you're talking about today's times. You got stress from work, you got stress from home, and so it's like those who aren't able to stand up and be bold and valiant, so they crumble under the pressure. It's like pressure either burst pipes or it makes diamonds.
Or as my man say, confusion, break bone. Man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because fear, stress breaks stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it shatters. It destroys. You can actually see the physical effects of stress on individuals. If you ever walk into an office and if you know somebody that work someplace where they hate, they don't even want to be there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I thank God every day, because for my whole professional career, I have only had 2 jobs that I didn't like. One of them I don't remember. One of them I remember jumping up, telling the dude, "Hey man, I don't like this job, and I don't like you." He say, "Well, Mr. Brown, I don't like you either, and I don't like you for this job." And I walked the hell out. You know what I'm saying? I've always been able to do that, because when I get real stressed, man, I got to do something. I can't just sit there and take it. And I think that's what happened with a lot of people, because not only do the boldness leave, because they think that if they stand up, they're being disrespectful. When sometimes you got to go back to this first proverb. See, that first proverb, love your enemies because they bring out the best in you. Sometimes you have to, as a matter of fact, let me put it this way. In a good relationship, in a powerful relationship, you are constantly fluctuating between friend and enemy. Hey, I never thought about that shit. Maybe that's why marriage is so goddamn rough. Man, you fluctuate between friend and enemy, because the enemy, if you're not, and everything is rosy and good all the damn time, and you're not really speaking your mind, you're not being bold and valiant,
right.
You know what I'm saying? You're submitting to stress, which means usually stress comes from other people's bullshit.
And if you don't be bold and valiant, you don't get stuff that you want to get done in capital. Like I want to refer back to Ferguson in Baltimore. If they were to be more bold and valiant, they wouldn't need to write. They wouldn't need, to. If you stand up for what you believe in, if you speak out, people believe that if we speak out, and it's wrong for us to speak out. It's wrong for us to speak what's on our mind. If you got something on your mind you want to say, speak up. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not gonna read your dang on mind all the goddamn time. I think what you said. Hell no. Speak up. And be bold. You ain't gotta be a smart ass to do it, but you can do it in a way that is bold and challenge, and you speak in your mind. And you feel relieved about it. You ain't gonna be stressed all the doggone time, and you ain't gonna be in that state of mind that, oh man, if I stay without my mind, I might do this, this might happen. If you thinking of the S and the bus, and what I'm gonna shut it, like that song, you know,
Get back on the mic, Jonathan. Get back on the mic.
I would have did this. I should have did that. I could have did that. You know, you thinking all that old things, just like, oh, no, you can't succeed. You can't move forward in your life doing all people not gonna read your mind. They don't know what's going on inside your mind. Don't nobody got superpowers because if everybody did, the world would be in a better place. Probably not. I won't say that.
Yeah, I won't either. I would
But
say this too, because I like the part about not having the superpowers. Because think about this: not only can people not read your
hello,
mind, but there are very few people who are able to tell the future. And when you look at a lot of people's stress, a lot of their stress deals with things that's coming in the future. And it's like they have already predicted the future, so they just kind of give up and surrender to the stress. You don't have the superpower. You don't know. And sometime to get away from stress as well as defeat, we got to stand up and take bold action. We have to take bold action. All right, let's move on to the last one. So I keep this show up under an hour until we start developing a fan base. You know what I'm saying? So take the link from this show and share it with your friends. All right. He who does not lose his way by night won't lose his way by day. Hot damn. Listen, man. It's incredible to me how the ancestors, how elders can sit around and come up with shit like this. I mean, this is supposed to be one of my clean shows. I'm sorry. But, I mean, just think about the simplicity of this statement, but the depths of his wisdom. He who does not lose his way by night won't lose his way by day. Damn. And you know what's crazy? In the society today, they teach you to be scared of the dark.
Mm-hmm.
And since you're scared of the dark, you can't live your life in the day because you're lost in the dark. So if you're lost in the dark, guess what? A lot of times you're going to lose your way in the daytime. Matter of fact, because you have not been practicing, you're definitely going to get lost. So a lot of our leadership in our community, right, don't know how to walk at night. So how can we trust them to walk in the daytime? You know what I'm saying? How can we follow them in the daytime? They don't know where they're going. They don't have the confidence because when you walk at night, because people, you know, at Simba Camp, I have a thing about flashlights because I'm scared of the dark. And I figured that I might as well go on and conquer this fear while I'm out here with these young people. So for the last, how many every years I've been at Simba, I've been walking around without a flashlight. Because I know that if I got lost, all I had to do was lay still to the sunrise and somebody going to come find Brother Hatil. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm able to do it.
let's not forget you did it barefooted too.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I do that too.
You did that barefooted. I never understood that concept. I was see, think about you, Hatil, when you do that, I say this. When I heard you first did, I was like, this dude crazy. Walking in the dark, barefoot, no flashlight. This dude must be crazy. But then as I started my man, I said, he the type of dude you don't want to mess with. Anytime a guy walk in the barefoot, no flashlight, you don't want to mess with him. I tell him alone. You don't want to do it. But like he said, he conquered his fear. He crazy enough to do that. I can't do it. I can't do it.
See, but the whole piece is The fear was never conquered. I have never lost my fear of the dark. I have learned how to deal with the fear and move through it. See, because what we got to understand is that's why I stopped calling them negative 7, and I start calling them the unbalanced 7. Because in order for us to survive, we can't get rid of fear, because that would throw off the whole equation of the planet. Fear needs its opposite, just like day needs its opposite. We need opposites so that we can find the balance. So I haven't got rid of the fear walking at night. I have learned to deal with the fear. I have become comfortable with the fear, and I use it to my advantage rather than to my disadvantage. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
So now, translate that with this proverb here. Me walking in the dark, a person walking in the dark, they got to conquer certain fears. They have to use different senses that they wouldn't use during the daytime. They have to be more aware. So an individual that's practicing being more aware, using more senses than he would usually use or she would usually use during a certain time, when it comes time for them to walk during the daytime, it's easy.
And so, well, the way that I look at this, the proverb is a little different. I look at it from the perspective of self mastery or knowing yourself. So if you are aware of your limitations, your perfect imperfections, and you know yourself, and so that's behind closed doors. That's you at home. That's you spending time with you. So when you are out in public in the light and people see these shortcomings and whatnot, you're not going to lose your way because they are saying, well, he's not a very eloquent speaker or what have you, because you already know yourself. So you're still going to be able to walk and carry yourself moving towards your destiny because you know who you are. And so within that darkness, or that place of creation, I like to call it, and so if you know your way within that and you know how to create when nobody else is looking, once you are out in front of everyone else and the spotlight is on you, you're still able to create because it's almost like nobody else is there. You know that it's you and your creator.
That is true. I look at if you don't read that right, it's gonna be a lot easier because you hit the hard part and now I always
Get in the mic, John.
Get in the mic.
in the mic. Either you got to handle the hard. So handling the hard is always gonna be hard. It's kind of confusing, but it's true. So if you don't lose your way by night, your way by can't see. So in order to really understand and to value yourself, to love yourself, to push yourself, you gotta walk and try to being that we don't. And
You gotta get in that mic, baby.
I said all this hard work that these ancestors have done. We don't use it for our best abilities. It's trying to setting ourselves to failure, but saying that these proverbs, that these ancestors, all this hard work that these ancestors wasn't wasting their time. That's how I
Mm.
look at it. That's how I
Now,
look at
now, let's check this out. Because he said, he who does not, and I know y'all see some crazy stuff on the screen. I'm sharing this link. But he who does not lose his way by night won't lose his way by day. Now we could look at that because it's several different. We could look at that day and night. What about he who does not lose his way during a dark moment? You see what I'm saying? When he's confronted by his dark, or for lack of a better term, yeah, I guess dark would be good. The lack of light self. You know what I'm saying? That negative, that opposite side of us. He who does not lose his way when he's confronted by this, right, will not lose his way when things are easy. How about
Mm-hmm.
hard times? He who does not lose his see, and this one for me gets back to the essence of what we do in Simba. Because not only with Simba, but in Jami and in all our chapters, what we're trying to do, we're trying to make principled men and women. Because an individual that exists on principle will never give in to that negative side of themselves, for lack of a better terms, that dark side of them, that dark part of life. Because we all are confronted by that. All of us have been confronted at one point in time where supposedly we were supposed to be able to get some easy money or some easy sex or some easy this or some easy that. But because we were able to sustain them, we may have not been, we have maybe not been able to do it all the time. But the times that we are able to do it,
it right now. I
and
know
when we
something.
are able and become regular at doing that type of stuff, it gives us ability. It gives us the ability to not only lead during those times, but especially to lead when the times are smooth and easy. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, our ancestors talking metaphors. Man, I should have sent this out. You know, but gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, and I do these every Wednesday. We go through the Proverbs every Tuesday. I do folk tales. Right now, I'm working through Aesop Fables. For anybody that want to join, I will be broadcasting the Uber conference number from now on. Um, and I'd like to thank both of y'all for taking the time, man. I really appreciate this, and you don't know um, how good this makes me feel, man. Because I've been working hard. I'm trying to get this, and sometimes it just feel like you're talking to yourself, you know. And regardless, like I told a sister um, yesterday, it doesn't matter because when I cut this thing off, I have already laid a legacy for my kids. I'm laying a legacy for my kids. One day, my child is gonna need. One of my children is going to need some advice, and they're gonna want to hear the advice from me. And guess what? They're gonna be able to go to show 53 and not only hear me, but they hear brother Jonathan and hear brother the traveler brother D chopping it up. We ain't talking about no foolishness. We're not talking about no sex. We're not talking about madness. We're not talking um, about some savage type shit. We're talking about wisdom and um, unlocking the soul of the individual so that they truly can be free. And gentlemen, I want to thank you for inspiring me. I want to thank you for walking beside me for these last how many ever years we've been together in Simba. Brother Devin, I want to thank you for the work that you do in the chapter. Um, and anybody out there that's listening, feel free to donate. We will be putting up links for you to donate. We're having a fish fry at 3500 Refugee Road, Columbus, Ohio, on Friday. You know what I'm saying? My goal is I would love to sell 150 to 200 plates. So tell your friends, tell your mamas, tell your aunts, tell your cousins, come on out. I'm gonna be broadcasting live. We're gonna do a fish fry Friday. Ooh, that's hot. A Fish Friday show. I'm gonna be doing it while the fish is frying, walking around with my phone, doing the show. But yo, any last words from my guests?
Yes, I want to say this. I'm gonna be doing a late night session. Got the diet truth there about 11 o'clock. So tune in. I got some message that I
You
want to
say
share.
Friday night?
Yeah, no, tonight, late night session.
Okay. So you gonna
So
email me the link?
yeah, I'm gonna email you the link and everything because it is Wednesday, and this is what I like to call I do freestyle Wednesday and freestyle Friday. It's Wednesday. I'm gonna go ahead and do my freestyle late night session tonight. Tune in to Diet Show at 11 o'clock. We do a late night session. It's the real good vibes, good music, and all that. So just tune in.
All right. How about
Yeah.
you, brother? What about you, brother D?
And say, well, I'll leave you with this bit of wisdom, and say, no growth ever happened on the mountainside. Growth always happens in the valley. So if
Mm,
you're going through that valley, don't worry, it's your time to grow. Peace.
mm. Peace.